Now look, with these three projects, one of them's hot, one of them's getting hot, and another one is bubbling under the surface. Let's just jump straight in and get this hot alpha. I will say that before we go on, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research because this space is hectic. So first up is Kitty Crypto Gang. Now you may have seen this doing the rounds. It is going absolutely crazy. My boy NFT Pass has done a video on it. My boy Crypto Gorilla's done a video on it. Everyone's talking about this project. Now look, the reason that it's crazy is when you look at their Twitter, they've got sort of 50,000 followers, but then when you have a look at their Discord, they've got 250,000 members in their Discord, and they've actually hit the limit. Now when you get to the artwork on this project, the artwork is crazy detailed, and it's very intricate when it comes down to it. But what you'll also notice here is on the Discord, 3,300 reactions here, then there's sort of almost 2,000 here. It's just going crazy. There are a lot of reactions, a lot of engagement. Now, I will say that with this project, they have been doing somewhat of an invite competition, which isn't too good. I'm not too much of a fan of that, but the fact is they're pushing crazy hard with this, and they're doing a referral link and not just kind of getting people through, and they actually are kicking out bots and things like that. Now, when it comes down to the roadmap, I actually spoke to the cat father himself to get an idea about the roadmap and where they want to take it. Now, every project says that they're going to kind of have an app or do something, but they actually plan on launching this app on reveal day. So you don't need to wait too long for them to develop something. They're actually developing it now, and they're going hard on it. Then as we kind of kick it on, they kind of want to have almost like a launch pad. They want to be buying some land, but then they also want to kind of do some staking, which then gives you a gift box, almost like you have with Nano Pass. And they've actually been going very hard on trying to secure some really good partnerships. So these first kind of boxes are going to be absolutely through the roof, and they're also kind of doing merch and then developing the merch. And what they did say is that with the merch that they want to be developing is they actually want to make sure that it's wearable and it's good and it's not tacky. And it's nice that they're kind of addressing that issue and that factor. Now, they're also going to be doing companion drops, but they're not going to be big, large supplies. They're actually going to be smaller supplies, which is good for it. They're also going to be doing in real life events and then top secret stuff after they actually hit their roadmap and complete it. Now look, why am I talking about Kitty Crypto Gang? It's very hot right now. 3D models, that is currently the meta that is currently boosting. But when I spoke to the cat father himself, he was saying the fact that they have seen what other projects are doing, and I don't want to name other 3D projects, but he's seen what they've been doing, seen what they've done wrong, and trying to ensure that they kind of avoid it and don't make the mistakes that those projects have done, and learning from those to then make them better. Now, when it comes down to this project, it's minting at 0.25, which is quite hefty, but saying that there is a lot of hype around this project. So if you can get on a whitelist, and there are lots of whitelist giveaways kind of going around, and abilities to get onto the whitelist, this could be a really good flip and a really good run up when it comes down to Kitty Crypto Gang. Next up is PunkX. Now, when it comes down to PunkX, they've got almost 20,000 followers on Twitter, but then on their Discord, they've got essentially 50,000 members, so they've banned 12,000 bots. Now, when it comes down to PunkX, they're taking sort of 3D punk models and they're kind of adding their twist and their flair on it, which is nice to see. So look, when it comes down to PunkX, they're doing 8,888 and they're launching on the 21st of January, but they haven't released a mint price yet, and I imagine it being between that sort of 0.08 mark and the 0.1 mark. Now look, the reason that I'm bringing up PunkX is that we've recently had the drop of the Frankenpunks, and the Frankenpunks are essentially 3D punks, and their price floor is sitting at 0.62. This is pre-reveal, but it's also got similar vibes to the humanoids, which is kind of that 3D punk aspect, and their price floor is sitting at 0.3, essentially 0.39, almost at that 0.4. So that's the reason I wanted to bring this up. This meta, when it comes down to 3D punks, has been doing quite well. So when it comes down to PunkX, this may be a good project to kind of move on and kind of take a leap and a gamble on. This is not financial advice when it comes down to this project, because the artwork is interesting. They've got their own flair, they've got their own spin on it. So I can see this doing quite well, just going off the floor price of other projects that are in a similar nature and have a similar meta. Now look, the last one up is Global Citizen Club. Now I am pumped for this project. It's currently bubbling under the surface right now. Now the reason why I like this is that it is very Asian based when it comes down to the market that they want to be targeting. Now why I think this is very good is that currently we've had the news that China is going to ban crypto, but allow NFTs. So the fact that they're kind of playing off this narrative and the fact that the founders are from the Asian culture, it does help out and push forward this narrative. So this is very good. And if you are reading between the lines of the state of the culture right now, women projects are quite hot and Asian projects are quite hot currently. So this is a very good play to kind of get into if you kind of want to be riding a wave that's coming up. Now look, when it comes down to what they actually want to do, I'm going to skip over this part about the membership benefits. It seems a little bit fluffy, but I do think it will appeal to a particular member. When it comes down to degens like me, I don't really kind of care about being in an exclusive club because I understand that aspect when it comes down to it. What I do like about the art though, it does have this timeless classic aspect to it, the kind of thing that works well as a profile picture, but it also looks very well if you do want to kind of run it up. It doesn't look like it's going to age because it's got this very simplistic nature to it. And they've got over 200 traits, so there is going to be a lot of different variation with it, which is nice to see. But when it comes down to it, that art aspect I think works very well. Now when it comes down to the roadmap, after minting is ended, that's when they're going to be doing the reveal. They're going to be doing some surprise airdrops, and then they're also going to be having a token. But it's nice that the kind of token is kind of backed and they're giving it tiered names, which kind of makes sense when it comes down to sort of tier levels with sort of flights or credit cards, things like that, like silver, gold, platinum, black, if you kind of refer to like the Amex type thing. And the idea of using that token to then do in real life and metaverse related stuff. And then they're also going to be setting up a DAO afterwards. Now, when it comes down to official partners, they've partnered with Milk, Cargo, Katakawa, and IDN. And the idea is that Milk Cargo have done some physical toys and stuff, and essentially IDN is a publisher, so they'll kind of have some influence there. And then Katakawa is a media agency, so it'll also kind of help push through that narrative. Now look, when it comes down to the team, this is what gets me absolutely gassed on this project. When we actually jump in and have a look at their Twitters, we can see here, joined January 2010, joined July 2009. We can see joined March 2009. We can see joined January 2010. So the team are doxed, but they're also using their accounts from over 10 years ago. So you can show that these people are using their real accounts and actually kind of get this project up and running. So I think this is a great project to kind of have under your wing, jump in, check it out. Stay across it, because I do see them picking up some momentum, because it looks like they are building up these big relationships to launch a big project. And then also, fun little tidbit, they're releasing 8,888, which makes sense because 8 is a lucky number in Asian culture, which is quite good, which I think fits in quite well with the narrative. And the minting price will be 0.08. It would have been funny if they kind of made it 0.088 or 0.0888 just to kind of really play into it. But the fact that they're sticking with the 8s is good, because it shows that they're culturally in touch with the market they're actually trying to reach, which is quite good and it's quite smart, especially if you kind of understand the meta that's about to kind of kick off, which is this kind of Asian culture coming into NFTs, which I think is very smart to kind of get on if you actually want to kind of ride the wave when it comes to being ahead of the curve. So yes, a different kind of video. I know I pumped through this very fast, but I wanted to get through it to give you as much alpha as possible, so you can then put these on your radar to try to get into these projects, because they will be kind of running up and launching quite soon. As always, it's been a pleasure having you with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.